Okay, so in this video we're going to be talking on this store task in variable else if while loop. So this one says write a program that prints the alphabet in lowercase followed by a new line. Okay, so we can use two methods to do this, but first we could just write printf and write, you see, when they executed this file, it printed all the alphabet in low letter and then followed by a new line. So we could just write printf and then write all these things and it's going to print it out for us. But they said you're not allowed to use printf. Okay, and then if we could also use puts, and then we are forbidden to use this too. So using putchar, for example, now, which is the only thing they allowed us to use, putchar can only print one alphabet at a time. Okay, so we could also write putchar and then keep writing putchar A, putchar B, putchar C to Z, and then we'll have like 21 right putchars. But the thing is, they limit us to say you can only use putchar twice. Okay, and all your code should be in the main function. Okay, so because of this restriction, we have to use our while loop. Okay, so to do that, let me just go into my vagrant and then let me list my content. So this is for the first and second task. The video has been uploaded already, so you can check it out. So for this third task, um, the first thing is I want to grab the name of the file. Okay, so there's two ways and I'm going to show you two ways, so no matter which way you use, you're going to get your answer. So is either we use the for loop or the while loop. So I'll first be using the while loop because that's what is in this video, okay, in this material. All right, so let's go do vi and then we'll paste the name. Okay, so I'll first want to include my standard io.h, and this will just make it work properly because my function has been declared inside this header files. That's the putchar and the while loop, right? So the next thing is the commenting for Betty. So sorry, commenting for Betty, and then we'll have our main, right? We'll say this one is print alphabets in lowercase. Okay, and then what's the next thing? So the next thing is our return type. So give it a return type, probably 0, or you can just say only 0 as usual. Okay, so I can just come here. So I'll write my function, and then because we are not passing it any parameter, so it's going to be void for now, and then we're going to have our braces open. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to put a variable where I'm going to store my characters, right? So I can say int, and then I'll call this one probably alphabet, right? Okay, so I'll declare it and initialize it, and I'll declare it to be to store a character A. So since I'm storing character, I'll be using char. Sorry. Okay, so this will help me store a character called alphabet, and this alphabet is just like a container. This is a variable container that houses A, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is go to my function itself. Okay, so what I'll do now is, I hope there's no space here. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'm going to do my while loop. Okay, so I'll say while, and then I'll open parentheses and close the parentheses. Okay, right, so yeah, so I'm going to be printing putchar, right? I want to be printing alphabets, so whatever is in alphabets, right? So it's going to print A here. So this one, if I just do it, it's going to print A, and then I can just do putchar for the new line that we printing, right? And then sorry, this one should not have, should be close to each other. So putchar and then new line \n. Okay, so because it's only going to hold one character, so you have to put a single quote here. Okay, so um, this one will print new line, and then let's declare our return type to be 0 as we said. So our return should be 0, right? so it's going to return 0. So the condition that we're going to give it, the while loop allows something to repeat. Okay, so it's going to be repeating A, repeat B, repeat C. So we have to give it some condition in order to make that work. So we'll come here and then say so while alphabet, right? So our alphabet is A. As long as alphabet is less than and equal to Z, right? So for Z, I will put it this way. It should keep up doing this thing. So what happens is that our code, we've declared A is inside this container, right? So it's going to come to this while loop. So while loop will continue as far as this condition is true. Okay, so when we have while, so while A is less than Z, A is less than or equal to Z, right? So it's going to print out A, and then it's going to go back to the while loop and start again. So if we do this, it's going to continue doing the A, right? So in order to increment it, in order to print B, we'll come here and then we'll say our alphabet, we are going to add 1 to it and say alphabet equals to alphabet plus 1, right? So I can do this. So instead of doing this, there's a shortcut. So I could just do alphabet plus plus. So this one will just add 1 to it, or I can say alphabet plus equals to 1. So all this three will work. So I'll just do alphabet plus plus, right? So this one would add 1. So what happens is it is A here. A equals, is A less than Z? Yes. So it's going to print this thing. So our A has turned to, you increase by 1, which will become B, and then to go to the while loop again, B is less than or equal to Z, yes. So it will continue like that till you get to Z. Z is less than or equal to Z, yes. Then anything greater than Z, which will not print, and then it will exit out of this loop, and then it's going to print a new line and return 0. So let us run this and see. So ls, so we can compile it. Let's use Betty to check if we are Betty compliance, right? So if I do this and then do this, so Betty said we are good, right? So if I compile it, I can just say gcc and 2 on tab, and if I do this, it's going to give me a compilation called a.out. But according to them, we are supposed to use this 2 without the .c, right? We're going to use the name without the .c. So if we do it this way, if we put the .c, it's going to probably replace this guy, you get, so we don't need to replace it. So you do this. So for me, I would just want to do the normal a.out, but if you're doing it, yeah, it doesn't matter because they won't even really check that. Okay, so this compilation is just for you to see if it's working. Okay, so we have one error and it says there's a comma expected before the while. So I think, wait, let me say expected comma, or okay, before the while. I think I didn't put a parenthesis somewhere, so let me just go and check. So vi2, right? So while, let me see, I think we're good. Okay, yeah. So this place, I didn't put my my, what's it called, yeah, this, right? So this is important for every to show that you've finished this here, right? So let's go back, and I don't know why Betty did not sit down. If it is space now, Betty will be shouting. Okay, so Betty says we are good. Let me clear the screen, and ls, and then let's do, so let's compile it again, right? So I just want to compile my own straight. So if you are doing yours, you might just put like this to make sure it is safe, or let's just do it. Okay, so let me just remove alphabet, right? So you execute it. When you do ls, so you have this execution and then you run that file, right? So by the time you run it, and then you have your abc to z with a new line. So this is correct. So I'll be showing you the second way to do it using a for loop, right? So to use a for loop, the first thing we'll do is, okay, I don't want to type everything all over, so I'm going to just let me remove that executable stuff first, right? So I don't have the execution, so I only have this one. So I want to use this one. I want to copy it, okay, and I want to copy it inside another file called this two prints. Okay, two prints. Okay, so let me list it. So these two prints, I want to use it for my for loop. Okay, So I'll say vi to print, right, and enter. Okay, so I'm in already. What happened? Okay, I didn't put dot c, so he didn't know that it is dot c. So let me rename it. So move two points to 2 points dot c. Okay, so because I didn't put dot c, I think that's why. So let us vi into 2 points dot c. Okay, so apply, so you can see it know that it is a c, so it give it the color that we need, because I need that color in order to be able to see some stuff, right? So the thing is, I want to use, instead of while loop, I want to use for loop, right? So to use for loop can also do what while loop does. Okay, so if you notice that we first give all these things, we first give a variable its what's it called, value, and then we did a condition here, and then we increment it. So all these three things, we're going to put it in one place. So to use for loop, all I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this while loop with a for loop. Okay, for loop has the same syntax in the sense that you have to open parentheses and then have this one. So this alphabet plus plus. Okay, so I'm going to remove it, and so I'm going to remove it, and then I'll replace it at the end here. So put my semicolon and alphabet um, plus plus, right? And I think I should end it like this. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I'm not sure if I should end it like this. Okay, so we have this and we have this. So this declaration here as well. So I'm going to remove this. I'm just going to initialize it, and then I'll replace this. So I will go here, and then alpha bets is equals to a, right? So what I did is this alphabet equals to a, I brought it here, and that alphabet is less than or equal to z, I left it alone, and then I increment my alphabet. Okay, so this place I'm not sure if there will be semicolon, but if we get error, then we'll put it there. So we have our, so it's going to, so what this is doing is saying is a loop as well. So for a is alphabet is a, and then as far as alphabet is less than or equal to z, print you should print this. Okay, so it's going to print that, and then by the time it's coming back, it's going to increment alphabet, right? So let's try this and first see. Okay, so let's wq, so let's betty 2 points.c. Okay, so betty said we are good, so let's compile it, and then dot c. So I just compiled it normally, so we are not supposed to put um, comma semicolon there. Okay, so now our a dot out has our latest compilation of 2.print. So if I execute it to, sorry, a dot out, so you see that it's also, so we can use for loop to replace that as well. So that is just that. So by the time you run your program, you get your answer. So see you in the next question.